What's going on here? Hell broke Lucy. I'm gonna try the most difficult thing in the world. It's even harder than explaining science to a Christian, right-wing fundamental Christian, and that's explain the Bible. There was some mockery made of my Jehovah's Witness birth, born into the Jehovah's Witness cult on one of the troll pages set up that what do you expect coming from idiot Jehovah's Witnesses? Well, Jehovah's Witnesses are definitely fucked up. Most dangerous cult in America. It's hard to escape. But do you know why that is? It's because the JWs live closer to the Bible than any other cult in America except for possibly the Amish. Now, what I challenge one of you dim bulbs to do is come to me. I'm telling all, if this video could reach 100 million, I wish it would. I want 100 million of you right-wing fundamentalist screwballs who don't know the Constitution, evolution, or the Bible to come and tell me where Jehovah's Witnesses break one command that you know of the fucking Bible, other than they ain't killing someone, they ain't stoning anybody to death, because you can't pull that shit off in a secular government. I dare you. Like in the Christmas story, I double dog dare you. I triple dog dare you. You fucking can't. You can go waste your time and try to find it, but you goddamn can't. So, let's go to Bible school. You're all hypocrites. Jesus doesn't say a word about homosexuality. Not a goddamn word. Not a condemnation. Nothing like the old law. All of you run on the platform of Leviticus. 2 verses in Leviticus. 18 and chapter 20. 18:22 and chapter 20, verse 30, something like that. I forget the second one. That's all you run on. Usually it's 30 seconds after you said the old law don't apply. You're hypocrites. You're liars. The old law does apply. You claim it don't. You want everybody else to live one law of the Old Testament. Jesus said, "Verily I say unto thee, not one jot, tittle, or pen stroke will be removed from the law till they are fulfilled." Now, I think some versions, anytime you got a book that says version in the fucking front, you don't have anything. And every Bible ever written has verse. This is our version of it. This is our version of it. This is our... Oh, but you got the wrong Christian. You're the wrong Christian. You're not a true Christian. You got the wrong version. You got to read this version. This version of the Bible. There's catch-22. 40,000 different denominations. 39,999 are false. The only one that's true is the one you're fucking talking to this minute. But let's get back to the verse. Him saying he came to fulfill them, then the numbnuts say, damn, Jesus is going to do this shit for us. We don't have to do the Sabbath anymore. We don't have to worry about adultery anymore. We don't have to worry about idolatry anymore. We don't have to worry about kids cussing us anymore. We don't have to worry about it anymore. Jesus is going to fulfill all of that. You stupid. Through all the versions and retranslations, the original meaning has been doctored down, watered down to suit the congregation who are stupid, weak, and unable to follow the Bible, because it means a radical life change. You can't follow the Bible and pursue consumerism the way you do. You can't follow the Bible and lie the way you do. You're all liars. You won't catch a Jehovah's Witness in a lie. They believe the Bible's true. I mean, it's not true what they're saying, but they're not intentionally lying. Like Ken Ham's not lying. No. Joel Osteen's lying. Joyce Meyer's lying. Yeah, not Ken Ham. Ken Ham's running on faith. You little motherfuckers are lying too. I can't. Not one jot or tittle shall be removed from the law till the heaven and earth pass away. Heaven and earth hadn't passed away. When he said, I came to see them fulfilled, it's just like Mike Tomlin saying, I came to see Pittsburgh Steelers fulfill a Super Bowl victory. He's the one in charge of seeing this shit getting done. Jesus is the one in charge of seeing the shit getting done of the old law. He came to fulfill them. I'm going to take us to the Super Bowl. I'm going to fulfill the law. Mike Tomlin ain't taking anybody to the Super Bowl. He's seeing that these guys do this shit and get them to the Super Bowl. Jesus ain't fulfilling the old law. He's seeing that y'all do this shit and it's going to be done before the end of earth and heaven pass away, or you're going to hell. Examples as to why Jesus did not do away with the old law. He specifically said, stone the child that curses the parent. Stone him. Kill him. Old law. Straight out of the old law. Jesus said, stone to death the adulterer. Jesus even expanded on it. If you get married and remarried, you're an adulterer. There is no such thing as a valid divorce in the Bible. Not in the New Testament. In the Old Testament, you know, if you bought a wife with a bad goat and the goat died and had disease, you know. But he came to see the Old Testament fulfilled. Jesus lifted the blood sacrifice. You don't have to do any burnt offerings anymore. You don't have to sacrifice anymore. In Hebrews chapter 10, he says, I am the last sacrifice. Once you have accepted me into your life, any more remission of these sins, there is no more forgiveness. That means you go out here and you murder and you steal and you slander the owner of God's screw and you slander his family and you be a lying piece of rat shit to the world and then say, oh, I'm going to be a better person now. Jesus, I give my life to you. Now I'm going to be an honest person. Now I'm going to be a good person. And I'm turning my back on slander, lies, memes of dropping shit, you know, all this nasty stuff I've ever done. Now I'm going to dedicate my life to you. And you bow and you get saved, you get baptized, you go through whatever ritual one of your versions of the Bible tells you to do, one of your denominations tells you to do, then you've given your life to Jesus. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 16, any remission, a repeat of any of those sins after accepting Jesus into your life, there is no further. You're done. Any remission. That means you get saved, go get an abortion, or in your mind, the Bible ain't got nothing to that about either. God was big into abortions. He aborted babies all over fucking Egypt. Killed the mother too. Pro-life my ass. You lie, you cheat on your taxes, you slander the owner of God's screw, you bear false witness against anybody after you've turned your life over to Jesus. Bye-bye. No more sacrifice. Jesus didn't come to lift the old law. He come to make sure he was the last fucking sacrifice. You can't go burn a bull no more. You can't take 2 possums to the priest or anymore. None of that no more. That's the one thing he lifted. One thing. The last goddamn sacrifice. You sin again after accepting that sacrifice into your heart as your path to heaven, kiss it. Go talk to the Amish. Go talk to the Jehovah's Witnesses. Go talk to people that live the goddamn Bible. Now, the old law ain't lifted. But you're a hypocrite by saying it is, and then cherry-picking your one verse out of it that you like. This is why you're all so dangerous. Jehovah's Witnesses are only dangerous to the mind of the person in there. They ruin your life. And the Amish too. But because they obey the Bible, they ain't out here been a pain in the ass on human rights, pollution, greed, and all that shit. It's you fuckers that are being manipulated by a preacher. You're so stupid you never read the damn thing yourself. You take the word of a person you don't even know, who you find out years later been fucking all your children in the basement. Y'all are a rotten organization to the goddamn core. Now, I doubt if you learned anything here, but this is one of those things. Steve can't back up nothing. He says, I can back up every fucking thing I say. Fact, every goddamn one of you are going to hell if you have claimed that you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. You're going to hell now because you have repeatedly, intentionally violated the goddamn laws of Jesus just since I've known you. There's no more sacrifice. That's it. Your preachers told you, said, now that you've accepted Jesus, you can go do whatever the fuck you want and say, forgive me, Jesus. That's why they set up the goddamn confession booth. That was the first great alteration of the Bible. The confession booth should have been built for one time. You go confess, give your life to Jesus. You don't have to confess anymore. You can confess over oversleeping, slipping up and saying, God damn, mistakes, human mistakes. But another intentional sin, like blackmailing the owners of God Screw and all his family, your ass is going to hell. I own you. You're all liars. This little sermon I just gave you is why I fight you tooth and nail, because you're fucking lying, hypocritical sons of bitches. You can't back up your Bible. I can make you eat your goddamn Bible. You don't know humanitarian values. You don't know morals. You don't know science. You're just evil little fucking creatures on this planet destroying everything. Bible. You think that cross sends you to hell? Idolatry. Nothing shall be made in the image of anything on the earth, in the heaven, or under the water. You're all going to hell just for the goddamn cross. This is that crazy Jehovah's Witness shit, ain't it? Why you think Jehovah's Witnesses ain't part of the 2.5 billion members? Because 2.5 billion Christians can't follow it. There's only 6 million of them, and they don't even call themselves Christian. You Christians are rotten. You're only mentioned 3 times in the whole goddamn Bible. One was meaningless. One was a mockery, and I forget what the third one was. There was some validation to the third mention. They're not Christians. Y'all, if y'all's hell is real, you need to brace yourself. You need to brace yourself for me anyway. Old law lifted. But if the old law is lifted, you're fucking hypocrites. You're all lying, possessed in the brain by a mental fucking sickness. Oh, Jesus lifted the old law. Hey, Leviticus 18:22. Jesus lifted the old law. Leviticus 18:22. Jesus lifted the old law. Leviticus 18:22. You're not even funny. You're just fucking stupid. Out.